second video that you need to watch on how to do this double-sided pot holder. So you already made your first panel colorful, changing the colors. It wasn't really that hard, was it? And then you on your own need to make a second panel, whatever color you like. I just thought that red was really beautiful here. And you have to have these two panels, and we will put them together with a single crochet all around. So there will be you know, on your two panels, especially the colorful one, there will be a lot of ends here that you need to hide. So that's the only thing that might be a little bit more complicated. What I didn't show in the video, which is really silly, maybe one day I'll fix that, but I think you will get this really, really fine. Bring both of the panels together and pin them with a safety pin, nice and even, so that they are not sliding and slip sliding in any way. So bring safety pins all around it. That will keep your work together better. I was struggling a little bit with that on when we were putting this together. So definitely if you put the safety pins around, the edges will stay together and not one side becomes bigger than the other. In this video, you're going to learn how to join two identical crochet squares. The end project here is a pot holder, so we like it double-sided like that, so it becomes nice and thick for you to grab pots or place them on your table. For you to be able to do this one here, you go ahead and watch this video here, so that you can understand how to build this and how to change color if that's something you are not quite sure how to do yet. This one here is built upon the same idea that I exposed on my lesson 2 on learning how to crochet. This is single crochet, and you will chain 22, and then you will have 21 single crochets across, and I do have 24 rows. Same thing here, the only difference is that we changed colors. So go ahead and check the other video where you can learn how to change the colors effectively. So for you to join two parts, what you have to do, you have to try to find, especially on the colorful side, the wrong and the right side. It is a little tricky in crochet to notice which one is the wrong or the right side. So you have to kind of guess, what do you think is the wrong side? All right, so what's the difference? This one here, you can see through the other color as I looped in, correct? And on this side, no, you don't see that. So obviously then, this is the right side. When you have one color, that's even harder to see. So this is one side, and this is the other side. I always go like, honestly, I don't care. It doesn't really make a big difference, but when you do have colors, it makes. I don't know, it looks identical to me. I think this one is the wrong side. It doesn't really matter. It's not a big deal. Usually it's like the side that looks nicer and just even, and it just looks better. It's hard to explain, especially when it's one color, but it's just so small, it's unnoticeable. But with, yeah, different colors, you can see that as the color peeks through. So what you have to do, you want right side up and place it together here. All the ends, you need to tuck them in as best as you can. And I'm going to join this work with red. So where do you start? It doesn't really matter where you start, as long as you start just after an edge. So I'm going to start about here. And there isn't really set formula on how many stitches for you to do. You have to pretty much play it by sight and see where you're going. All right, so I'll let you know here in a while. The only place you have to be careful is the corners. You have to just make sure that you put more stitches in the corners than you put in the sides. Also, another thing to observe is that your stripes are the same direction. These stripes are going this way, these are going this way, so don't do it this way, otherwise it just isn't gonna match. Okay, all right, So I'm gonna grab my hook and I'm gonna do it in red. So here we go. I grab the side I want to get started. And you have to line them up. Make sure that the ends are in as much as possible. And you have to make sure that it's nicely lined up. Now, as I said, there isn't really one set amount of stitches that you have to put into each side. What you have to do, you have to make sure that the stitches are close to each other. So what I'm gonna do, I'm simply gonna single crochet all around, but every time I insert the hook, I need to make sure that I insert in both panels. And then you might ask me, exactly where do you insert? It's not a magic formula either. Usually I try to do as close to the edge as possible, so I pick that space and I try to find something similar on the other side. And then I grab the yarn and do one chain. That's for you to get started. You don't need to do that chain every time. So next one, as close as I can to this. So usually right there. And I try to find the other side directly opposite and single crochet. Next one. So it's pretty much a kind of wherever you want to make sure that you use both. There is one string, one loop right there and one loop there. You might want to make sure that you grab both and that you grab both loops on the other side as well. And here we go again. So it is a little bit of a slower process, and since it's thick, sometimes I just have to change the grip on my hook to make sure I can insert the hook properly. So there we go. So what's happening here is pretty much I'm doing 2 stitches on each color. I think that will be enough. That's what it's ending up here. And there we go again. So keep doing that until you approach the other corner. All right, so now we are approaching the next corner. So here you have to be a little bit more careful because after all, you want to make a nice round edge, okay? And that can be a little tricky. You don't want to put too many stitches in there, and if you do not enough stitches, your ends will shrivel up, all right? So if there is ends here, make sure they are tucked in. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put 2 here. So I did 2 here on the red. I'm going to do 2 here on the green. There we go. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to make sure this is my corner. And I'm going to do 2 there on the same spot. There we go. So it kind of makes it round over slightly. All right, so now I'm starting to work on the other side. Okay, and same thing, line it up. And here you will see it's a lot easier to see where to put your hook, because this one was, or the beginning, hang on, I ended here, right? So this was my beginning, so I can clearly see the chains. And here, was this my beginning too? That's hard. Yeah, it was. Right? So it's easier to see the chains. So what you have to do, oops, there comes my runaway yarn, my runaway. There, keep him in there. So what you want to do, you want to make sure that you find the same chain. So this chain, more or less, it doesn't have to be exact. See? Okay, I need to get more yarn here. All right, so you get the idea, right? So this is gonna end there, and then we'll do the corner one more time. So meet you there. Yeah. So I think I can put one more here, and then two at where I think the corner is, which is right there. So let's do two in the same space. There we go. All right. Now, this is the side where you have the colorful part here where we did the joining. So what you have to do, you need to make sure that all the ends are inside, and that when you join, that these guys are coming together with the join. You kind of crochet them in. So again, we will do two on the red, two on the green, two on the red, two on the white, and so on. As you crochet, you need to hide. So here we go. You need to hide this loop. So the loop is above the hook, see? Here too. And this way the loop is taken over. Oh, come on. There. Sometimes it's hard to find a place to insert the hook. It gets a little stubborn. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right, so here we go. Now again, I am on the other side, on a more even side, not so bumpy as these ones, right? So it's or the beginning or the end of your panel. And there we go. Okie dokie. So it's always good to just straighten it out. It's looking pretty good in my opinion. Yeah. And the back as well. Okay, make sure we hide that little guy in there too, and there we go. It's a shorty one. So we are almost done. So this is the fourth corner. So, and I think I got enough. So here we go. This is going to be the corner where I insert 2 times. There we go. All right, and now let's think I have space for one more and one more. And the last one here. There we go. So that's it. So what I do here to finish it up, the first one is the first one that I started to trim on, I kind of simply do a slip stitch with it. Slip through like that. All right, and then I finish it up. Here we go, and this is the only thread that I need you to weave in. That's awesome, isn't it? Because I don't like weaving in. It takes too much time. It's boring stuff. So here we go. So for you to check out how to weave in a thread, go ahead and take a look at my lesson 2 from my learning how to crochet video. It's at the very end of the video. I will show you how to weave in the end yarn. So there it is. This is your Christmassy looking like pot holder, and of course colors can be any color you want. You can do as many colors as you like. You know, variety can be creativity here is your thing.
Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe. I hope you enjoyed working on this project. I would love to see a picture. I have a Facebook page that you can be part of and show everything you make. So go ahead and post something there. I'll be happy to take a look at your work as well. So see you on our next project.